What's good, everybody? It's Vaughn, and this is where you get that knowledge that you don't get in college. Go ahead and scroll into the description, click the link next to Webull, and collect your 12 free stocks. I'm sorry if you hear a little bit of drilling in the background, but they're doing some work across the street. But this is a nice view, so I gotta make it do what it do. I know that some of the people that are watching this are coming from humble beginnings, and it seems like no matter what you try to do, there's a never-ending cycle that brings you right back to where you started. Well, if you're one of those people, this is the right video for you. In all honesty, I would say that my childhood was better than most, but I definitely had humble beginnings. I was raised by a single mother, and my dad helped out, but he wasn't physically there. The lack of his physical presence caused me to have to learn a lot of things the hard way growing up. My first time getting put in handcuffs was when I was only in the 5th grade. I definitely think my mom did an amazing job of raising my brother and I. However, the presence of both parents plays an integral role in the upbringing of a child. When it came to raising my brother and I, my mom did the best that she could, and she did a damn good job. But there's just certain things that a woman cannot teach a man how to do. With a mother and a father, a child will go further, but it's better to have either than it is to have neither. Today, I want to talk to you about breaking generational curses and 7 things that you need to do in order to do so. First, you'll have to acknowledge that the curse exists. You cannot heal what you never reveal, so just be real and break the seal. Just because the curse exists does not mean that it cannot be broken. And even though it may have existed for generations, it doesn't mean that it has to continue. You can be the one that makes the difference, that breaks those chains, so that every generation that precedes you does not have to deal with that burden. In order for you to be able to do this, you're going to have to open up with yourself and be honest, because it's going to be very difficult to solve a problem if you're unaware that it's there. Once you've identified the curse that needs to be broken, then you have to be patient, persistent, and positive as you set out on that journey to break those generational curses. Number 2, you have to break bad habits. And I'm not just talking about your personal habits that need to be broken. I'm talking about the habits that have been passed down from generation to generation. And my situation is a perfect example for this. Growing up, I realized that there's a lot of alcoholics on one side of my family. And that made me realize that I want to be nothing like them. And I also had a bad experience with alcohol myself. My first night of college, after I moved in, my high school teammate had came up to visit. And we went out that night. And I was drinking Hennessy straight. And this was my first time drinking, so I didn't know my limit. I had one of those red cups that you play beer pong with, and it was filled up like halfway. After I drank that, it was time to go night-night. So apparently, I didn't even make it in the club. And there was a couple outside of the club, and I sat on the guy's girl's lap, and I started talking to her. And then I started throwing up. And when I woke up, I was in the hospital, and I couldn't remember anything. Fast forward to a few weeks later, I got brought into the office, and they put me on academic probation. And they said that they're putting my name on the list of people that they expect not to graduate. That didn't really faze me. It was just a minor setback for a major comeback, and another reason why I shouldn't drink alcohol, along with the fact that I don't like the taste and I don't like how it makes me feel. That's one of the habits that I needed to break in order to make a difference in my family. But you need to analyze your situation so that you can identify the habits that you need to rectify. If you truly want to make a difference, you're going to have to do today what others won't so that you can live your life like others don't. Number 3, you have to forgive some of the people that have done you wrong in your past. You have to let go in order to grow. And I'm not just saying that you should forget about it and move on. You can forgive, but don't forget. Just forgive them so that you can let go of the burden and it's not weighing you down and having a negative effect on your life. The faster that you forgive, the easier it'll be for you to live. But experience is the best teacher. So if someone has done you wrong, you want to learn from that experience so that no one's able to do it to you again. Number 4, meditate. You want to create clarity. They say that cleanliness is closest to godliness, and that does not just pertain to your environment. You have to clean yourself internally and have clarity, because a clear mind and a full heart cannot lose. So it's what you choose to do with your time that's going to allow you to create the future that you desire before you retire. And if you're operating in a clean and organized environment, it's going to allow you to be more effective. So practice meditation because it'll allow you to be more mindful and maneuver through the universe in a much more effective manner. Number 5, you are what you eat. And when I say that, I'm not just referring to the food that you consume on a daily basis. I'm also referring to the information that you put in your mind. Readers are leaders. How long has it been since you've picked up a book? Are you only consuming information for entertainment, or are you also consuming information for educational purpose that will edify your life? Because edification and education will get you to the right destination. But if all you're doing is consuming information for entertainment purposes, then you'll be stuck on the surface and you will never fulfill your purpose. I'm not saying that your life shouldn't consist of any type of entertainment at all, but too much of anything is bad for you. So entertainment should be seen as a reward for your hard work and achievements, not as a daily habitual ritual. Number 6, be selective so that you can be effective. Choose your partner wisely. This one is important. The person that you choose to be with for the rest of your life should be someone that can propel you towards the destination of your desire. If you commit to something that's dead weight, then you may not realize it until it's too late. And at that point, you've already invested so much time and energy that you'll try to convince yourself that you should stay because of all the memories that you've shared together. And that can create a curse that will make the situation even worse. You got to understand that your partner can be an asset or liability. If you invest in someone that has bad spending habits, no discipline, no self-control, and they don't have a purpose, then they're just going to bring you down with them. Misery loves company, so it'll be very difficult for you to build with someone that always wants to chill with their friends. You want to be mindful of people that are always around people and they don't spend time to themselves, because that means that they don't truly understand themselves. You have to look much deeper than the image. Just because she looked good don't mean that she cooked good. What I'm trying to say is, don't judge a book by its cover, because it's what's inside that you need to discover. And if the context isn't in line with the image, then just start at a new line of scrimmage. Because if you don't, then all you're going to do is complain and you're going to lose your brain, because she's going to drive you insane. So make sure that she's an asset and not just a box of rocks in a pretty package. Number 7, you have to create a structure, because disorganization will not get you to the right destination. If everything is out of order, it's going to be very difficult for you to break your generational curses. And you have to understand that not everyone is going to fall in line. And those that don't fall in line will just have to fall behind. But those that do will appreciate you. And to be honest, breaking a generational curse is not going to be easy. It's probably going to be one of the most difficult things that you ever have to do in your life. So if you're on this journey, I want you to know that all things are hard before they get easy. And that's fine, because you're divine. But if you're persistent, you will break those chains and they will no longer remain.
Persistence and consistency is key, because that's what's going to set you free. And if you're the first one to do it, you are going to go through it. You will experience every emotion, and at times you'll want to give up. You'll wonder why God has chosen you to complete this task. But He always gives His toughest battles to His strongest soldiers.
If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified every time that I make a new post. Until next time.